Hey Hotshots, Jess with Emotional Fire Academy here today to offer you 3 mindset shifts to supercharge your well-being. Subscribe to my channel if you are someone who wants to be more than average, who wants to step into your hero self, make suffering optional, and do epic shit with your life. That's what we do here at Emotional Fire Academy. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Jess. All right, so today we're going to give you 3 practical mindset shifts that will help you do just that, because your well-being is number one. It really is. So what's the first thing? Who is in charge? This question will come in handy for you. I promise. Who's in charge? Now, when I say this, I'm talking about the circumstances and your state of being. The circumstances are, your situation in life, your job, your family, your partner, your kids, your friends, everything that we perceive as outside in our 3D reality. Our state of being is our emotion, right? The culmination of that emotional fire triangle. So the language we're using, our physiology, the sensations we have in our body, and our beliefs. So our state of being is within our control. We always have 100% responsibility over our state of being. And it's when we identify who's in charge. Is our circumstances telling us how to feel? Is it kind of the power is flowing from circumstances to us and feeling like we're reacting to them and, we're the secondary aspect? Or are we showing up and telling our circumstances how we want to feel? So are we holding firm in our state of being and saying to the circumstances, it's cool, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to feel this way. I'm going to stand in this and claim it and feel this way no matter what. Now, this is kind of like when we go to a party, and let's say the party is kind of quiet and somebody comes in and they're the life of the party and they got a great attitude, right? They're just rocking and rolling and happy, and that shifts the whole dynamic of the party, right? That energy, that good vibe, that person is standing firm in that state of being. They're in a pleasant, joyful, happy, exuberant state of being. On the other hand, when somebody comes into the party and they're sad and they're downtrodden and they're maybe crying, they're telling everybody some sad story and everybody starts to try and avoid them, it's the same thing. So the attitude you come into the situation with starts to shift the circumstances. So this is where you take your power back. Because if you're just letting circumstances tell you how to feel, you're in a perpetually reactive state, right? You don't really have any power. But when we stand in our state of being, we claim, I'm going to feel this way no matter what. I'm going to feel happy. I'm going to feel in control. I'm going to feel calm. I'm going to feel this no matter what I see in front of me. That actually has enough power to shift the circumstance. People start to respond to that, right? And the circumstance will respond to that. The elements of what's happening start to change in front of our eyes. And even if they don't change, it doesn't matter because we feel good. We feel awesome. So who's in charge? Simple. Ask yourself this question, when you start to feel bad, who's in charge? Who's in charge? The circumstances or me? And then we get back into the seat of power, get back into how we want to feel and claim it for ourselves. So number 2, watch your mouth. We're going to do a little exercise. So if you are in a safe place, i.e. not operating a car or other heavy machinery, go ahead and close your eyes with me just for a minute or two. Close your eyes. And I want you to listen to the words I'm going to say. Just listen to them and feel the feelings. Just be in the experience, be in the present moment. Adventure, jungle, animals, boat, sun. Problem, jungle, animals, boat, sun. All right, go ahead and open your eyes up. Now, this should have felt very different, right? The same words behind each of those primer words, right? Adventure versus problem. The imagery I got when I hear adventure and then jungle, animals, boat, sun, I see this luscious jungle, these interesting animals. We're getting on a boat. The sun is shining. It's beautiful, wonderful, very pleasant feeling. It evokes a pleasant feeling. It evokes pleasant imagery in our mind's eye. When we say problem, that automatically taints the words. It gives them a really kind of threatening feel. And for me, the jungle, animal, boat, sun, it all felt very threatening. The animals are threatening me. The jungle is overgrown and it's dangerous. The boat is about to break down. The sun is beating down. Hopefully you had the same experience. If you didn't, that's okay. But you can see how calling something an adventure versus calling something a problem immediately shifts our simulation. So the imagery you were feeling, or the imagery you were seeing, and the feelings you were feeling were a result of your simulation. This is the precursor to how we create. We create with our imagination, with our simulation, right? We simulate having a conversation with people. We simulate how things are going to go. We simulate first in our mind before then it plays out in our 3D reality, right? These are different, essentially manifestations of reality. So change, I suggest eliminating the word problem altogether from your vocabulary. Just don't use it. Because what we're doing is not using the word problem, replacing it with adventure or plot twist. I've heard people say plot twist as if your life is a story and suddenly there's a plot twist, an interesting twist in the plot. So replacing it with one of these words actually makes a big difference cumulatively, and how much attention you pay to something, and how much focus you're going to give. And then if you're too worried about your problems, if you're fixated on them, right, you're not in the energy of the solution. It's hard to be in the energy of the solution. And we need to step out of that. And when we use the word adventure, we're closer to that energy, right? We're more open to solutions. We're more open to not just labeling this situation as a negative thing. So that was second suggestion. Eliminate the word problem, replace it with adventure, and do that all the time. Don't vary from it. Don't vary from it. Because you felt the difference, when you used one word and then we're seeing and feeling the associated imagery and emotions with that word. So next, number 3, last thing, raise your standards. Raise your emotional standards. Now, where people get this wrong is, again, they think that demanding the circumstances be a certain way is raising their standards. I made this mistake. There's a big difference, again, between having to fight against things, fighting against, I want you to treat me a certain way. I want you to do this. I want this to work out this way. That's the only way I'm going to be happy. This doesn't quite work. That's not where our power lies. Our power lies in our state of being. Remember, our state of being, our emotions, are the emotions we're feeling. And so when we focus on that, when we are really, really sensitive and aware of our emotions, constantly paying attention. Where am I at feeling wise? Where am I at emotion wise? And attending to that instead of trying to manipulate outside reality, trying to change things, trying to fight against them, trying to work against them. That's a lot of wasted energy out there. It's much more efficient to refocus the state of being. There's a thing in firefighting called a pass device. Now, a pass device is an alarm that firefighters wear on their air pack. This alarm, when the body of the firefighter stops moving for a little while, the pass device starts to beep. At first, it's a beep, beep, beep. If the person doesn't move, it goes into a wail, a very annoying, it's very loud, very noxious, and it's meant to be because if somebody goes down, if a firefighter goes down, they stop breathing, they stop being responsive, that is supposed to help the other members of the crew locate them with that loud blaring noise. Negative emotion is the same thing as a pass device. And it means to move. You just have to move. You have to, and it's funny, you'll see when firefighters are inside a building, they're often like jiggling their butts. Because if you're working on something, sometimes you forget to move, or if you're waiting and you're sensing, you forget to move and the pass device starts to beep. And so they'll wiggle their butts to keep moving, to keep themselves moving. It's the same thing. It's annoying, but negative emotion is an indication to move your state of being. You've gone into a dangerous area, right? Negative emotion isn't meant to be spent days, years, months of, saturating yourself in depression or sadness or anxiety or any of this. Negative emotion is just meant to be an alarm bell, and it means to move. You got to move. Move your butt. Move your butt. And that means take a look at with the emotional fire triangle, what story are you telling? Are you calling this a problem versus an adventure? What's going on with your body? Are you just tired? You need to redirect your focus. Your two tools are the story you're telling, your language, and your attention. Where is your attention? You have to move one of those two things. It means either you're paying too much attention to the wrong thing and you need to go shift it to something more pleasant, something more that soothes you, something that you enjoy, instead of fixating on a problem, right? Go have an adventure as opposed to fixating on a problem. So, yeah, raise your standards and pay attention to that. Refuse to spend months, years, days in sadness, guilt, anxiety, shame, unhappiness, depression, all of these negative emotions. Negative emotion is an alarm. You're not meant to live with the blaring of an alarm for very long. That's the whole point of it. It's just a quick, okay, I'm in the wrong area. Something needs to change, right? Just like a fire alarm in your house. It's not meant to be going off all the time. If it is, you got to move. You got to move. You have to move. Move your butt. Move your state of being. Your state of being is in a dangerous area. And if you stay there, you're going to perish in that. You're going to just be stuck in that horrible feeling and that pain and that sadness. So move your butt. Anyway, let me know what you thought. Hopefully these were helpful. Again, ask who's in charge. Make sure that your circumstances are not telling you how to feel, that you are standing in the attitude, in the emotion that you want to feel and staying firm in it, no matter what's happening outside of you. Watch your mouth. Replace the word problem with adventure or plot twist or any other word that is more fun and playful and flexible to you. Because flexibility of thinking is part of being able to move our butt. If you can let go of, okay, I'm just framing this the wrong way. I just need to reframe it a little bit and it'll feel better instantly. That flexibility of thinking is so important. And it makes a huge difference, as we saw in that exercise. And number 3, raise your emotional standards. Do not tolerate prolonged periods of loud, blaring, negative emotion. Negative emotion is an alarm bell that means move your butt. Move your butt. Reposition your triangle. We talked about, when we manifest, we're creating our experience. We're looking at our thoughts, our physiology, and our beliefs. You got to move something there. You have to move. Something has to move, whether it's your focus, your story, or what you're believing to be true. Move one of those things, shift one of those things. You will immediately feel the difference in your well-being. So I hope that was helpful. Leave a comment below. If you do need a tool to help you, I have the Stop, Drop, and Roll tool that is always free and available to you. I have a 3-part training series that will explain to you how to do that. That's part of raising your standards, moving your butt. Stop, Drop, and Roll helps you do just that. So grab it below. I'll put the information in the box and have a great day.